In the US, children can no longer be sentenced to execution. Is that the word? The sentence to execution?
Yeah.
No longer be executed. However, they can get sentenced to life without parole. Can you imagine that? So you're put away for whole life without any chance, or even a point where you can request or work towards being released.
Life without parole is that you essentially get life for life. So you will never be able to come out of prison. Parole is a decision when there's a group of people. How many people saw Shawshank Redemption? Do you remember when Morgan Freeman goes before the board and says you have not been rehabilitated or not? That's a parole board. So basically they review your time in prison from time to time and they say, okay, well, we're happy now that you're not risk, so you can go. The issue of children in the US is a very interesting one because the fact that you cannot execute somebody still doesn't mean that you can't sentence them to death, which is one issue that is very controversial. They can still get a death penalty, but the execution is going to not be done, performed. The US also executes people who have a learning disability. And that has been challenged all the way through to the US Supreme Court, but it's still something that the decision hasn't been made to stop those executions altogether. I think people are just on death row for a very, very long time. And as Fíona says, the flip side of, it's not actually a flip side, but they did say that, okay, we're not going to be sentencing anybody under 18 years, but we are going to keep them in prison for the rest of their lives. I'm going to show you a film that every time I see, I cry. So don't be surprised if I just burst into tears.
In school, I excelled. I was on the honor roll, and the principal's honor roll, and I was like an overachiever. I ran track, I ran for student body president. I wrote a book on drugs and its effects, and I won a Young Authors Award. YJiA would start to take me or my little friends to the roller skating or to the mall and stuff and everything. And he was like a father figure. YJiA was there at sometimes. And he would talk to me and take me out and like give me all these lavish gifts or do all these things for me and stuff. And then he would tell me that sex-wise, he said, you don't need to give it up for free. He would try to put in my head all these different things and how men really think and how men are. And so I would believe him. He had sex with me when I was 13. And he's a very, he uses his manhood to hurt, like break you in, I guess. YJiA's hours were from 6 in the evening to about 5:30 to 6 in the morning. The girls would bring their money and give it to him and stuff. He was like married to all of us, I guess. That's just how they do. Everything was his. The judge sat up there, and I remember my lawyer saying that he wanted to ask for me to be sentenced as a juvenile because YA had found me amenable and susceptible to the treatment. But the judge said that because of my crime, and he said it was well thought out, that I deserved the life without. That means I'm gonna die here. I definitely know I deserve punishment. I mean, you don't just take somebody's life and think that it's okay. So yes, definitely deserve punishment. How much? I don't know. Every day it's something that's not gonna ever go away, you know? I'm very sorry to take his life like that. I've always tried to educate myself though, as far as reading books and things like that, but I didn't think I could excel, you know? And who wants to excel in prison? I mean, be all you can be, it's not much. I guess my little heart would tell me that I was worth more. My judge had told me I lacked moral scruples, and I understand that. I had no clue what morals were, and I had no clue what scruples meant. So I had to find that in a dictionary and put the two together, you know, so integrity or, you know, honesty and all these things that I needed to learn, I went ahead and started to build this. If I had a parole hearing, I would want to tell the people that, first of all, I've learned what moral scruples are. Second, that every day is a challenge, but I realized that I don't know, I'm nervous, that I found the ability to believe in myself, and that I have a lot of good to offer. Now, the person who I am today at 29, I believe that I could set a positive example. I'm very determined to show that no matter what you've done or where you've come from or what you've experienced in life, it's up to you to change.
But one of the things that we are arguing for, and we're going to be arguing for even more this year in one of our campaigns, is that everybody deserves a second chance and they need to be supported. If they want to, they need to be supported and they need to have services to be able to do it.